Srivasadi Gaurubhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Mukham karoti vachanam pangam nandate girim yat krupadam aham vande Sri Dinatarini Hare Krishna. So yesterday we saw verse number 12, which is about the dambha. Apisandhayatu phalam. It's a passion. Yajna in passion. So now Krishna will explain about yajna in ignorance. So yajna can be done in ignorance also. Vidihinam asrushtanam
Vidihinam asrishtanam
mantrahinam adakshinam
mantrahinam adakshinam
Shraddha virahitam yagyam
Shraddha virahitam yagnam
tamasam parichakshate.
tamasam parichaksate.
So,
Vidihinam asrishtanam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddha virahitam yagnam tamasam parichakshate.
Vidihinam asristanam mantrahinam adakshinam Shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam chakshate.
okay, so translation and purport. Any sacrifice performed without regard of direction of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting Vedic hymns and remuneration to the priest, without faith is considered to be a mode of ignorance. Purport. Faith is in the mode of darkness or ignorance is actually faithlessness. Sometimes people worship some demigod just to make money and then spend the money for recreation, ignoring the spiritual injunctions. Such ceremonial shows of religiosity are not accepted as genuine. They are all in the mode of darkness. They produce a demonic mentality and do not benefit the human society. So how many characteristics? Vidhi, Hinam. So without scriptural direction. Then Asrashta Annam, without food. Mantra Hinam, without any mantra. And without Dakshina. And the most important is Shraddha. So 5 points are mentioned. So I think Shraddha is most important because if you have Shraddha in the mode of goodness, we saw that if you have Shraddha and you do in passion for particular returns, then you will get those returns if you have Shraddha and in that particular sacrifice. So in ignorance, actually it's how to say, it's something which is not mentioned in Shastra, and the mantras are also not from Shastra. People create mantra by combination of 2-3 mantras. Now nowadays we can see this type of worship of some person where the mantra is prepared for that particular person and that is chanted while doing the yajna. So these are all actually mental concoctions where people use their mind and try to create some person, represent some person as God or some powerful entity, and then create mantras for that particular person. And then people seeing the mystic powers or some tricks, actually they fall victims to all these uh, people. So there is nothing from Shastra in their worship, and they do the yajnas also. And when they do the yajna, it's like just displaying their own proper money or pride. So they don't care for who is chanting the mantra, and even if the Brahman is chanting the mantra, they will not give any dakshina. So dakshina is should be given to the Brahman who does the yajna. That's his right that he is supposed to get. That is as per Shastra. So as per Shastra in Bhagavad Gita also we see like whoever does the yajna, we should give some remuneration. So it can be in form of money or it can be form of some food, or it can be form of raw material for like dhanya, what we say dhanya, like rice or gehu or fruits. But remuneration should be given to that priest that is required. Otherwise, that sacrifice itself goes into mode of ignorance. And anna means the prasadam. What we say whenever we do some sacrifice or something, then we should offer some prasad bhoga to the yagya and the Supreme Lord, and then distribute that prasadam. So in India, I remember like whenever they do some puja, any puja that happens in the house, uh, or when we do the say Satyanarayan puja or other pujas, there is specific in the Shastra also it is mentioned that what you should offer and you should distribute. And that is very rigidly followed in India now also. Uh, of course, nowadays the yagyas and pujas are not that much as compared to maybe 30 years back, but still there are. And people follow all these rules, giving dakshina, using the mantras from the Shastra only, and distributing prasadam. And the main thing people do is the person or the Brahman who is doing the puja, everyone respects him very much. They are treated very respectfully, and special care is taken for of them when they come to your house. So, like a Brahman coming to your house is a auspicious sign. So, this is what the faith is in the Shastra, in the mantra, in the person, in the process. But in ignorance, all these things are missing. So, I have seen people, they say, like, okay, we want to do some yajna, do it on our name, but we cannot come. And if you ask them who should do yoga, anybody can do that. We don't care. You do as per your process, but we cannot come. We can just give you money. So this type of worship is very much in passion and ignorance, where you don't care. You just do it as it's required, and you don't have shraddha. Or you don't take prasad also. And this is actually ignorance, and actually that what happens by doing such yajna is actually a reverse effect. It's a negative effect because you become offensive to the yajna or offensive to the Brahman or offensive to the prasadam. So that actually degrades that person's mentality and consciousness. So we can see this type of examples. So if we such a thing, what we should do, right? If you see such a person is doing yajna and he's inviting, what one good thing we can do is try to tell that person the importance of yajna and having faith in the yajna, uh, and taking care of the Brahman, prasadam, everything. We can tell him that you please do this type of yajna. But otherwise, if he's not ready to follow and it's going everything against the Shastra, it's if it's possible, it's better to avoid. Because Srila Prabhupada also says, like, this does not give any benefit but gives a demonic mentality. So if you join such yajnas, you are going to get some bad effect, which may not be suitable for bhakti. So we should be very careful when we go to different, because we may get an invitation and we go to different places for different yajnas. Generally, people who have faith in Shastra or God, they think like, okay, somebody has called me, so I should go. But we should use our intelligence also. What type of yajna they are doing, who is doing the yajna, what's their process, which mantra, which shastra they are following. We should be very careful, and with that consciousness, we should go so that we know till what time and how we should join that particular place and that particular ceremony, so that it does not have a negative effect on us. So if the mantra goes wrong, then result will completely change. Uh, so we should be very careful. And while just going for as a attendance to these places also. So a person with no faith in Shastra will do such type of yajnas, and they think that they are getting purified. But if the main ingredient is Shraddha, if that Shraddha is missing, actually, then they will not get any good benefit. So this is the way nowadays, maybe in Kali Yuga, these things will be increasing more and more. So maybe down the line, maybe after some thousands of years, we may see such types of thing happen regularly in Kali Yuga, and nobody understanding what's going on, and they are just doing this. So the demonic mentality is getting multiplied. Uh, so this is quite possible thing. So we should be careful that at least we are reading Bhagavad Gita and we know how we should approach different people, how we should approach different sacrifices, and how to judge what's happening and in what mode. And then we should take a wise decision of which is most beneficial for us. So this is about the sacrifice. I think now Krishna will explain about the charity. No, tapa. It's about austerity. Okay, so we'll see from tomorrow about the austerities in different modes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So anybody will like to add some comment or some anything is fine.
Hello, Prabhuji. I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not regarding today's thing, but little connection.
Yeah.
When Vishnu Sahasranamam, when we read, it's I feel it's a little difficult to chant.
Right.
So when we do it in front of God, there'll be some mistakes coming. Though we try to put some cassette or without
Right.
hearing also. So is that any wrong or something to read?
No, there is one example of in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. So
Okay.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to South India, okay, he went to one temple, and outside that temple, one person was reading Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And he was just reading Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit. But because he was not a knower of Sanskrit language, he was pronouncing it very wrongly. Okay. And but he used to come to temple every day, and he used to read Bhagavad Gita, full Bhagavad Gita every day. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to him and asks him, why are you reading Bhagavad Gita? And that person, while reading the Bhagavad Gita, he used to cry also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, like, I see that you cannot read properly, but why you are crying and why you are reading Bhagavad Gita? And people used to laugh at him, but he used to come and do it anyway. So he tells like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, okay, I am reading this because my guru has told me to read Bhagavad Gita every day. And then why you are crying? I am crying because I can see that Krishna, for his devotee Arjuna, he has become the charioteer. And just looking at that picture and reading that, I am getting so, I can feel the mercy of God, that how much God is merciful to his devotees that he can become charioteer. So I am crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you really understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita and the relationship of a devotee and God. So we may make some mistakes in pronunciation, okay, but the name of the God itself has so much power that it can deliver you, right? So like sometimes people cannot say Krishna also. Some people cannot say Rama also. They, in India we say Ram. Some people say Rama, right? So that pronunciation is different, but the name itself, Ram or Vishnu, or in the Vishnu Sahasranam, all are the names of Vishnu.
Vishnu.
So they are actually transcendental. So they have the power in that. So even if we make some mistakes in that, of course, that when we understand that we mistake, next time we try to correct.
Yes, definitely.
That's it. And then at the end of Sahasranam, I think you also must be saying that if we make any mistakes,
Right.
we say like that, right?
Yes.
Because we are not experts of Sanskrit, but we try to do. But
Yes.
God will check. God will see your bhav, with how much love you are doing that. So he don't care like the way you pronounce. Otherwise, the Gyan yogis will be the first person who will go to God, because they are strong in pronunciation and all. But it's not that the Gyan yogi will go. A bhakta will go, even if he don't speak correctly pronunciation. So Krishna or Vishnu checks the bhav in your heart. So I think that is more important.
Thank you so much for your explanation. Today's topic, it came to the different, it's little bit related. So I thought I always think about this.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And we also saw that in the mode of goodness, when you worship in mode of goodness, you do it because that is duty. My duty, I should chant Vishnu Sahasranam, even if I cannot chant correctly, but I try my best. I think that is what Vishnu will see. So it's powerful. No problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we'll see tomorrow about tapa. Hare Krishna, austerity. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.